Let's talk to the bus boy here. The bellboy.
I want some information.
Who are you? The police?
I'm conducting a private investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
Anyway.
I'm looking for a man who dresses like a clown.
This is a highly respectable hotel, monsieur. There are no clowns here.
If you say so.
Huh?
Do you know a man named Plantard?
No, monsieur.
Okay.
Do you have a guest by the name of Khan?
No, monsieur. Perhaps you would care to check the register.
The man who calls himself Khan has a scar on his right cheek.
Vraiment? I tell you, I do not know a man named Khan.
Maybe not, but I noticed a change in his expression when I mentioned the scar.
So he does know who I'm talking about.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
Perfect.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
Shit. Alright.
There was no one registered under the name of Khan. If the killer was staying here, he'd used a different pseudonym.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
You were trying to steal that key, no?
No way.
Ah! Alright, so we have to get that key to get to the Khan's room. Let's talk to this lady here. By the way, this is one of my favorite characters in this game. She is the best.
Hi there, ma'am.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a man.
You disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment I thought... But never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
George. George Stobart, ma'am.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called George. I am Lady Piermont. The common reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady? I mean, you're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Oh, I don't know about that. Few of my ancestors are honest, not even to God. I can trace my family back to the Normans, but don't let that intimidate you, George. Beneath that impressive pedigree, I'm just flesh and blood. The blood may be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak.
Yeah.
You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
Okay.
Did you know there's a gangster out front?
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets. That doesn't necessarily make them gangsters.
Yeah, those two guys in the front were
I'm looking for a murderer.
Good heavens! You're a private detective.
That's correct, ma'am.
What's the term you Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I believe what you're thinking of is Dick.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Have you come across a man who calls himself Khan?
I am familiar with only one person named Khan.
Genghis Khan, the legendary Mongol barbarian chieftain?
No, darling. Kevin.
Kevin Khan? I never heard of him.
I'd be most surprised if you had, darling. He's a pharmacist in Hemel Hempstead. Organises fundraising for the Rotarians. Lovely man.
Does he have a scar on his cheek?
I really wouldn't know, sweetie.
Are you here in Paris on vacation?
No, darling, I'm on holiday. I needed to get away after Algy's funeral.
I didn't realize you were mourning the loss of a loved one.
I'm not. He was my husband.
Oh shit.
I'm sorry to hear about your husband's death.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday. Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said. A wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest. Well, the closest I came to romance was being wooed by a drunken Breton chef. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was expecting. I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hemel Hempstead. That was until last night.
Ooh, what happened last night, girl?
What happened to you last night?
I was stricken, Mr. Stobart. Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
They couldn't really miss.
It was just as I'd always imagined it should be. The intimacy of candlelight. Romantic music tinkling across the room. And then, a stranger's glance. Those brooding eyes, that suave manner, those tight trousers. He was the man I'd been waiting for all my life.
I'm glad he finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to be. He was merely toying with my affections. And if I ever catch up with him, he's dead.
Oh shit.
Who was the guy who led you on?
His name is Merlin.
Is this Merlin?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
My God, it's him! That's Merlin!
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged. Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no! Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest. He's the man I've been telling you about. That's the man who spurned me.
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stobart. Shaken. I took him to be a gentleman, a man of honor. Do you know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
Yay.
When did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps. The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling, positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Yeah. I'd sure like to get my hands on whatever it is. I'll bet they had something to do with Plantard's briefcase. Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
If I could get in there, I would.
Okay, so now we know I'm wailing. Let's save again. Operation Hotel. Okay. Let's chat,
What
buddy.
now, monsieur?
Let's see here.
I'd like to retrieve something from your safe.
Ah, oui, monsieur. May I see some form of identification?
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I must have some form of unique ID.
You won't find a more unique ID than my scar.
I'm sorry. I must insist on a more traditional identification.
Rats. About the key hanging on the hook over there.
Oui, monsieur.
Which room is it for?
Number 21.
Is that room taken?
No. The guests checked out this morning.
I'd like to check into room 21.
That is not possible.
How come? You said it was vacant.
It is reserved for another guest.
What?
Rats.
No, monsieur. Dutch.
I believe Khan, the man with the scar, is also known as Merlin, the man who has taken room 22.
What of it? What do you want?
Access to his room.
Do you have a license, monsieur?
Huh?
A private investigator's license?
Well, not exactly, but I can explain everything.
I am sorry, but without credentials, I cannot help.
I insist you give me the key to Merlin's room.
I cannot do that, monsieur.
This guy Merlin is a menace.
So you say, monsieur.
He's not only a danger to society, but to your guests as well. He has toyed with the affections of Lady Piermont.
Ciel! Are there no depths to which he will not sink?
Precisely.
Alright, well, talking to him is not going to get us anywhere. So, oh no, I don't want to talk to him. Fuck. Stop. I seem to move over.
Hello again. Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Yeah, we need to talk to Piermont. She's going to help us out. This is what I love about her.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Can you help me get that key?
Would you distract the clerk while I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act, darling?
Oh, no. It's the key to an empty room.
And why, may I ask? Do you wish to gain access to an empty room? Do you plan to squat?
No, ma'am.
Yeah.
Scouts honor?
I was never in the Boy Scouts, ma'am.
Oh, you should have been. What were your parents thinking of? It's a fine way for a boy to get licked into shape. Now tell me, why do you want to get into that room?
It's next to the room the killer is using.
Ah, so you plan to eavesdrop on Merlin?
I was hoping there might be a connecting door.
Well, how can I refuse? I shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case, but a good dose of English arrogance might do the trick.
Yeah, Fremont. Do your thing, girl.
I say! You there? Flunky!
Oui, madame.
Listen carefully. You do understand English, don't you?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewelry for safekeeping.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Over to you, my dear.
Thank you. We're good. Okay, now we go to room 21.
The door was locked.
Let's see.
Maybe it wasn't the right room, but this was the right key.
Sweet. Alright, so there's no connecting door, but you can go like here to the window. Now we go in here. Thank goodness he left his window open. Here we are in Merlin's room. Let's check around, see if he left anything.
The bed was freshly made, and the crisp white sheets told me nothing about the killer's habits.
Under the bed? Booyah.
It was the battered leather briefcase I'd seen Plantard carrying just before he died. I searched the interior of the briefcase, but as I'd half expected, it was empty.
Anything in this cupboard over here? Just in this bed table?
The assassin had been too smart to leave incriminating evidence beside his bed.
Darn.
The bed was freshly...
Okay. I think it's gotta check here then. Maybe something I missed. Ah, right there. It's the second. No, it's the second thing right there, George. I have to get that one. God, come on. They're so close together. It's hard to get it. No, don't close the door. I need you to get to that one. No. Dang it, George. This is tough because they're like right next to each other. I need to get the other
The
one.
closet was a solid, impressive piece of antique furniture.
Yes, but I need you to get the dot that's right here, George. Oh. Ow. Eh. How do I even get the other dot? No. Stop. Oh, this is annoying. He won't get the other... He won't get the other dot. I need him to get that one. No. Stop. Oh, this is frustrating. Because I need to get that... Because the second... You guys can see it. There's another dot right there. I need to get that one. That's the one I need. But he won't touch it. Like, he keeps going to this other one to close the door. No. No. Damn it. God bless America. I can't get him to go to the other one.
It was Khan. I had the kind of feeling in my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom.
Oh boy. Oh, you're supposed to do that. Okay, never mind.
As Khan opened the wardrobe, I was sure I was dead. But he grabbed his pants quickly and didn't even see me.
Gross.
I didn't usually spy on men getting changed. But this guy was a killer, and I didn't want any surprises.
Gross.
He left his checkered pants on the bed.
Oh, okay. Guess the second dot was for nothing. Interesting. There's a tear.
I had that kind of feeling you only get from searching still warm pants. The pocket was empty. A strip along the side seam of the pants had been unpicked, then sewn back up with strong thread and a special stitch.
Okay.
I flipped the pants over. I
Booyah.
found an ordinary matchbook. No matches, no clues. But as I pulled it from the pocket, a strong thread came with it. A thread with a metal tag on the end. I pulled on the metal tag and the thread came out of the pants. It was like pulling out a ripcord.
Okay.
I found nothing in the pocket. The pocket was empty.
I think that's everything we could get here then.
I turned the pants over again.
Yeah, see, like we found it.
I
Booyah.
searched the pocket gingerly and found a pass card. It
Yes.
read Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
I think that's everything we need to
There was
check.
nothing in the pocket.
Yeah, we're good. Alrighty. Let's go downstairs, because now we can use that as identification to get to a safe.
What now, monsieur?
Does this pass mean anything to you?
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
That's right. Merlin the murderer. I want to see what he's left in your safe.
Impossible. I cannot betray his confidence, no matter what you say he's done.
You're making a big mistake.
Maybe. I can live with that. A murderer? Are you sure?
Positive.
Okay. Alright, Miss Piedmont, can you help me again? Ah.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
I need the safe.
I found this pass in Merlin's room.
So, that deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician, is he?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has a million faces. I showed the pass to the clerk, hoping he'd give me Merlin's papers. But he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of. Follow me, George!
Yes! I love you. I love her. Yeah, girl. Help me out here. This is why I love her so much.
Did you place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Indeed he did, but
What's the problem?
he isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he tries anything, shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
One moment, please.
You know, I haven't enjoyed myself this much since Greenham Common.
Oh my
I don't know
god.
what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Voilà, monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Thanks.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
The clerk had given me a tightly rolled sheet of parchment. I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
Alright, that's all we need for now. Sweet. So, we can leave now. We should save first, though. Yay! Yeah!
I couldn't leave the hotel with the manuscript. It was probably what those thugs were looking for.
Oh, that's right. Those two thugs in the front, they'll pat you down when you leave. So you have to find a way to drop the manuscript safely without them noticing it. So what you do is that you go to this window here. And then get the manuscript and drop it here.
I knew this was no way to treat an ancient manuscript, but I couldn't let it fall into the hands of the goons waiting outside.
Okay. And then now we can go to the side, the alleyway when we go back and get it. Okay. Thank you for your help, Lady Piedmont. You are awesome. I love her for that scene. Alright, let's go. Hold it.
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem, if you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a routine security check. Nothing to worry yourself about.
Oh, well, all right.
Search him, Flap.
You bet.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape.
Nothing, Guido. Zilch.
Our apologies, monsieur.
What? I had to report you to the authorities.
Round here, we are the authorities.
You want I should break his arms?
No. Let him go, Flap.
Get lost, creep.
Oh, yeah? And what if I don't? What if I call the cops?
First, I break your arms at the elbows and wrists. Then, when you recover consciousness, I break your fingers.
There's just one flaw in your plans, Ape-Man.
What's that?
It's broad daylight. I don't think even you would assault me on a busy street. Of course, this tranquil square at the end of a cul-de-sac. This isolated corner of Paris that hasn't seen a street sweeper's brush since VE Day. This would be just about perfect for a mugging. Pardon me, I'm about to get very lost. Hey, Shorty, I didn't think much of your trick, little man. I don't know what you're looking for, but you picked on the wrong guy. Maybe you'll spread the word around the sewers. George Stobart is on the case. That's Stobart. 2 B's and 2 T's. It sounded impressive to me, but the weasel didn't seem to share my enthusiasm. Still, I figured he'd think twice before gunning me down in the street in cold blood.
I do not like your tone.
Oh, yeah? And what are you gonna do about it?
If you do not go away, I will gun you down in cold blood. Right here in the street, without thinking twice about it.
Alright, that's all. I just want to talk shit to him because I love that. So get the manuscript.
If the manuscript was what Flap and Guido were after, they were gonna be disappointed. I couldn't wait to get back to Nico's apartment and check it out.
Back at Nico's.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, hi. Come in, George.
All right, let's talk.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Not anymore. There was someone. A guy in my final year, but it didn't work out. Neither did my degree.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Tell me more about your family.
When I was a little girl, I used to spend the winter with my grandfather and grandma. They were the best times, warm and safe in their tiny cottage. My grandfather rolled cigarettes while grandma made hot chocolate and cakes. One day, he stopped his scrolling. He put the lid back on his tobacco jar and took me in his arms. I laughed and wriggled, but he hushed me to be silent. With his unshaven chin all scratchy in my ear, he told me his secret.
What did he say?
He said, I don't smoke, but she likes to think I do.
What a weird old man.
Don't call my grandfather weird. He was the nicest guy ever. I wish I was back in that cottage instead of this crummy apartment in this noisy city.
That was nice.
What are you doing to help trace the killer clown?
Research, George.
Yeah? You have a copy of the clown's yearbook?
I have a telephone and lots of contacts.
Oh, well, did you find anything useful?
Not yet. I'm employing my first and most useful weapon.
What's that?
Patience.
Oh, I've heard of that. Isn't it a substitute for decisive thinking?
George, not helping.
I found this matchbook in the killer's hotel room.
Bloop.
It's from the Club Alamut.
Never heard of it. Is there anything written inside it?
No, what were you expecting?
If this was a movie, there'd be a clue. A name or an address. That's no use. There aren't even any matches in it.
Oh well, I'll keep it as a souvenir.
Okay.
I found this in the killer's room.
Bloop.
What is it? A credit card?
ID, Thomas Merlin, of the Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Never heard of him or the company.
Okay, and
You're just
then
not going
this.
to believe what I've found.
It's not another part of the
Manuscript.
clown's costume, is it?
It's a medieval manuscript. Khan left it in the safe at the U-boot.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantard?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh yeah, maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar? Their
Bingo.
official seal was an image of two knights sharing a horse. Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades. This guy, named Hughes de Payen, arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were. And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and numbers. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive.
Jeez. So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping.
Cool. I don't know what happened there. It looks like the thing like skipped ahead by itself. I didn't click anything. Sorry about that, but it looks like definitely there's some kind of treasure is what we're supposed to take away from this. Anyway,
Let's
keep
take
going.
another look at the manuscript.
So yeah, let's look at these two
There's a
useful
guy with a
pieces.
sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod.
Okay.
A knight with a crystal ball. Now, there's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinum mea lux videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the wicked queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall," wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid. Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either. There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover. It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
Okay. Oh.
Look there, 2 guys on the same horse. Let's face it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who specializes in medieval studies. His name is Lobino.
Huh. Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Far from it. Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobino guy?
At the Krone Museum. I'll give you the address.
Sweet.
I have
That's
to
it.
go.
Okay. Don't forget to look for Lobino at the Krone Museum.
And that's where we'll stop for now. So next time we get on, we'll be talking to the professor to learn more about the manuscript. So, woo, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that very, very much. So yeah, so our save file will be to the museum. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'll see you guys next time. This is Cooliex the Dragon. Sign off.